Still here on this episode, we bring you the compelling story of Bruno Oraihinang, banker turned barber. After many years in the banking sector, he is now the proud owner of the famous Bruno's Place and have several branches around the country and abroad.
I work in the financial industry for over 10 years. Over 10 years. But there was a point when it became so tough in the bank. You know, it's like they were trying to, just because they had to raise capital and all that, the target started increasing and increasing. And there were a lot of pressure, you know, and all that. So, and the bank, you know, banking sector were trying to also downsize, you know, just to cut costs. So it was at that time that I was asked to resign. But one interesting thing about when I was asked to resign, I always say this, you know, about 3 of my colleagues were asked to resign alongside with me, you know, but no, many people were asked to resign, but 3 of my colleagues died because they couldn't handle the shock. But see, today I'm alive. I'm giving out jobs to people. This business was born out of necessity. I wanted to do something that put food on the table, and the only thing that occurred to me to do was, you know, set up a barbering salon. And I didn't know any jack about barbering salon. So what I did, I started a small place, you know, and I employed people just to be doing the job because I wanted something that would just give me money. You know, you are coming out from the bank, you know, no job, but I needed something that I would do that would give me money. So that's how this thing started. Well, here, it's quite different. I could remember when I was working at the bank, you know, you have to wake up 4:30 in the morning, and because you want to, just because of a hold up, you don't want to get caught up in the hold up, you have to leave your house early just to get to work. Let me give you a small story. There was a particular day, you know, that usually those days when I was going to work, I don't wear my shoe. What I do, I wear slippers because I was going to drive. So that this particular day, I stopped by the kitchen just to drink water. Then after drinking the water, I entered my car. Because I was rushing, I got to work very early, stayed inside the car, you know, I slept for some time. So when it was time for me to get inside the office, I remember that I didn't have my shoe. I forgot my shoe where I was drinking water. So I had to rush back, you know. I rushed back, I made it. But when I was coming back, then I saw the traffic. That was when I told myself, this is not something I would do for life. So I started thinking of a plan B. I still wake up early, but I don't rush the way my colleagues, you know, in the banking rush. But you're like, I have my time, I have my freedom, you know. And here, when I was working in the bank, I was enjoying the money, I was getting the money, but I was not getting the satisfaction. But doing this, I'm getting the satisfaction and I'm getting the money. So there's a balance. When you hear people talking about challenges doing a business like this, they will expect me to talk about money, you know. But I want to tell you that money is not a challenge, you know, when it comes to doing a small-scale business. I will tell you why. You know, one other challenge too that also people worry about in this business too, staff that are mobile, they don't stay, you know. So to me, it's not really a challenge because I find my way around it. I've always believed, you know, before working in the bank and while working in the bank, that people don't really buy what you sell. They buy into you first before they buy what you're selling. You know, so before you go into any business, before you do anything, you have to take time, first of all, to work on yourself. You have to build your personal brand, you know. If you build your personal brand very well, you will attract money and you will attract people. That is what worked for me. You know, when I was going to set up this business, this is the mall. This is the most expensive mall and the busiest mall in this country. This is the Ikeja City Mall. You know, to set up a salon in the mall, and this is the first salon in the mall in this country, you know, is a lot of money. Do you understand? But because people saw the way I was going about it, they saw the way, you know, they saw my personal brand. When I started it, I was dressing, just the way I was dressing to go to the bank was still the same way I was dressing to come to even the small place that I was using inside somebody's shop, downstairs. I wear my suit tie, pocket square, doing hair. I wear designers doing hair. And people were wondering, who is this? You know? So that one alone put crowd. That one alone, you know, put people, you know, who helped me at the initial stage. And at the same time, some of my staff, they were challenged because they've never seen something like this. So that was how I dealt with all those challenges. At the initial stage, I got people to give me money to study, you know, but within a period, I paid back, you know. So I didn't use my money to start it, but I used what they call OPM, other people's money, just because they believe in my personal brand. Major challenges I would have faced, I dealt with it before starting the business. For instance, I knew about the business. I didn't just start it just to make money. When I started the business, I got a private teacher who taught me for a whole year how to braid, how to barb, how to do all kinds. I knew the business, not just the skills. I also went to understudy somebody who was big in the business. You know, I picked somebody who was big in the business. I stayed under the business for a couple of years so that I can get to understand the key success factor behind the business. So when I started, you know, I was doing so many things at the same time. I was doing branding myself. I was doing accounting myself. I was doing cashiering. You know, I had the basic knowledge. You know, I knew about barbing. I knew about fixing of hair. I knew about retouching. I knew about doing. There was a time I was doing DD. You know, so I know all the basics. You know, there was a particular thing that happened. There was this lady, a staff that I got. So she was making a hair for a customer. So I was trying to correct her. So she felt offended and she left the hair halfway. And she left. Just imagine I didn't know how to do the hair. What would have happened? It would have been a challenge, but because I knew how to do the hair, I was able to resolve the situation. So that's why I say most of the challenges that people have when they want to start business, you know, because I was prepared for this, you know, I was able to deal with it. Bruno's place is more than a salon. People see Bruno's place on the surface level as, you know, a place where they just come and make their hair, but it's more than a salon. This place is what I would call a school. It's a school. Because in Bruno's place, we have 3 departments. We have what we call IAS. We have what we call the IAS, Integrated Apprenticeship Experience. Here we emphasize more on the skills, you know. That's the type of work that we do. The fixing, you know, the cutting of hair, the pedicure and the manicure, the nails and all that. You know, we don't really stress much on the skills because anybody that is working in Bruno's place has basic knowledge. But what we emphasize at that level is standard. You know, we want to be a reference point to every other people out there. You know, so that's why we stress more on the standard. Then the second aspect of Bruno's place is, we call it the IAX 102, where we get to teach our staff, you know, about the vision, you know, the purpose and the mission, you know, of what Bruno's place stands for. You know, those days, people used to think that this kind of business for dropouts, you know, is for people who, the less privileged, people who are looked down on. But we decided to turn it around because I find that there's a difference between schooling and education. I feel very happy, feel very excited, you know, being an employee of Labour. You know why? Because I was asked to resign. and 3 of my colleagues died. But today I'm alive, giving out jobs. Now I have over 100 staff. I'm always looking forward to end of the month because that's when, you know, I get to see the smile on my staff faces when they get to see the alert. You know, the plan is for us to expand because we have a prototype now. Just imagine you have a Bruno's place in 36 states. If with 2 branches we can employ 100 staff, imagine the number of people we're going to employ. The truth is not because we want to make money, because we want to give jobs out. We want to give jobs. It gives me joy, you know. I have the opportunity, you know, to transform lives, you know, and to add value to people.
My name is Musa. I work as a barber in Bruno's place. I started Bruno's place in Abuja 2017. Then I was earning 45 to 50,000 naira. But as for now, I earn more money than what I earned before. So, and I'm really happy working in Bruno's place because it's really transformed my life.
My name is Abisola Shakira. I've been working in Bruno's place for the past 5 years now. And since then, when I was working in Magodo, I wasn't able to school then because I couldn't have enough cash to run myself to school. Then from there, since I got here, I was able to school. I got married. You know, so far so good. Mr. Bruno is a good person.
This is not the regular 9 to 5. This is my life.